Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, Major Lazer, Kanye West, The Weeknd, Ty Dolla $ign, Britney Spears, Kid Cudi, Travis Scott, Halsey, Lil Dicky, The Kid Laroi, Shawn Mendes, Charlie XCX, Francis and the Lights, James Blake, Shakira, Nas, FKA Twigs, Casey Hill, BTS, Trippie Redd, Pusha T, Rita Ora, Future, Bon Iver. I think you get the idea. You probably think I'm going somewhere by listing all these names, and I am. What do all of these artists have in common? They've all worked with songwriter and producer Cashmere Cat, except for one, who isn't mentioned in this video, so at the end of the video make sure you comment down below who you think it is. Welcome! This is episode 6 of Cult Figures in Music, a series where I talk passionately about music artists and producers that I have a special soft spot for. These are artists that I believe are very unique with the music they make, but it's not just the music that they make, it's also the entire audio-visual world that they create that surrounds them, whether it's their live shows or DJ sets, the visuals, the music videos, the art, the social media content, the promotional stuff, etc. Magnus August Højberg, also known as Cashmere Cat, is a Norwegian producer whose music career has spanned back as early as 2005. He has released 2 albums and 2 EPs, as well as a plethora of singles and an extensive list of songs he has had writing and production credits on. His writing and production credits are scattered across a plethora of chart toppers and some of the most listened to songs of the last 10 years. If you are unfamiliar with Cashmere Cat, don't make the mistake of pigeonholing him as just another run-of-the-mill pop producer lurking in the shadows. I assure you that is far from the truth. Alongside releasing his own solo material, he has shared the limelight with some of the global pop superstars that he has produced or written for, as well as win countless awards for his production work, including a Grammy in 2016. While Kashi has written and produced for all these big names, his contemporaries are far from the mainstream producers and writers you might expect. He is most notably associated sonically with people such as Rusty, Hudson Mohawke, Lunas, and Sophie. Like Sophie and Hudson Mohawke, Cashmere Cat has pushed the boundaries of sound and production when it comes to pop music, and I'd argue that Kashi has brought it more to the mainstream than anyone else has. That is until we get the Sophie and Lady Gaga collaboration that was supposed to be part of Chromatica. Magnus began his foray into music in 2005 with an 8-track EP under the name Final. The only other work he released under the Final moniker was a track in 2009 called Shoot Me, which he made with an artist called Promo. Magnus also taught himself how to DJ in 2006 and represented Norway in the DMC World DJ Championships, which he did for 3 years. He DJ'd under the name DJ Final during this time. Cashmere Cat started his solo music career in 2009 with a number of remixes under the DJ Final name, before switching to Cashmere Cat in 2011. After this, he continued to do remixes under the Cashmere Cat name until 2012, when he would release his first EP. In October 2012, Magnus released his debut EP titled Mirror Maru, a collection of 4 songs released on the Pelican Fly record label that fused elements of multiple genres together. The EP featured the tracks Mirror Maru, Secrets Plus Lies, Kiss Kiss, and Pause. These 4 songs showcased his innovative fusion of future-based sounds and pop elements. The EP received widespread acclaim, catapulting him into the spotlight in the music industry. Mirror Maru was Kashi's first big track, and actually was my first introduction to his music many years ago, but I wouldn't become a proper fan of his work until much later on. Cashmere Cat continued to put out remixes that year, with some of the most notable remixes of his career coming out in 2012. His remix of Lana Del Rey's song National Anthem, as well as his remix of No Lie by 2 Chainz and Drake, which he uploaded to his SoundCloud in 2012. He also did remixes for Jeremiah, Feeds and Keto, Tove Striker, as well as a remix of Slick Shotter's song Bruck under the alias Philippus. The following year, the Mirror Maru Remixes EP appeared with remixes from Lido, G-Vump, Can Blaster, Feeds and Keto, as well as Ed Banger label head Busy P. Fans wouldn't have to wait long either before Cashmere Cat would put out new music. During this year, Kashi continued to put out his own remixes too for Ben Zell and Miguel, but it looked like he was moving away from remixes and moving towards making entirely original music. Cashmere Cat also appeared on Diplo's radio show Diplo and Friends, along with Flux Pavilion, playing one of his first recorded mixes, playing tracks from Cassie, Drake, Future, Trippy Turtle, Lido, Shlomo, Kanye West, and a personal favourite of mine, Flume's remix of Hermitude Hyper Paradise. Since then, Kashi has appeared many times on Diplo and Friends alongside people like Benzi, Habstract, and What So Not. He has also played mixes on other radio shows like Australia's Triple J. 2013 was the year Magnus met a very important person in his life, Benny Blanco. Benny and Magnus quickly became friends, and Benny helped Magnus put on his first shows in the US, with Magnus eventually moving from Norway to Manhattan. Since 2013, Benny and Kashi have collaborated countless times on each other's music, as well as songs for other people. When you read through the production credits of a Cashmere Cat produced song, you will often see Benny Blanco credited in there as well. On November 25th, 2013, Cashmere Cat put out the lead single to his upcoming Wedding Bells EP, which was another 4-track EP releasing in 2014. The EP included the tracks With Me, Pearls, Wedding Bells, and Rice Rain, released on Hudson Mohawk's label Lucky Me. With Me is a personal favourite track of mine, with a perfect mix of beautiful sounds and pitch-bent vocals with erratic drums that tickle my brain in the best way a track can. 2014 was when Magnus took the plunge into writing for other people, with some other high-profile names such as Juicy J, Usher, Tinashe, Ben Zell, Kid Ink, Rin Weaver, Charlie XCX, and biggest of all, Ariana Grande, working on tracks such as Kid Ink's Body Language featuring Usher and Tinashe, Ben Zell's song 4 and Just a Thought off his Men EP, Break the Rules by Charlie XCX, and he produced Ariana Grande's song Be My Baby alongside Benny Blanco and Lido. Kashi would later go on to be an opener for Ariana's Honeymoon World Tour and even performed his 2015 song Adore alongside her on the tour. Subsequently, Magnus would release an edit of Be My Baby on his SoundCloud, but that track was taken off SoundCloud at some point later. In 2015, Magnus continued producing and writing with Charlie XCX, Rin Weaver, Tinashe, Tory Lanez, and also found himself working with rappers Ty Dolla $ign and Chris Brown. Cashmere Cat also released the aforementioned song Adore featuring Ariana Grande this year, with the help of Benny Blanco and Lido. He also put out the track Ice Rink with DJ Mustard, which was supposedly, quote, the first of many beats that they made together, which unfortunately have never seen the light of day. Magnus extended his reach the next year, working with artists like Nina Las Vegas on her song Easy and Kanye West on Wolves and Frank's track off the updated version of The Life of Pablo. He also notably worked with A$AP Ferg, Travis Scott, Future, Britney Spears, as well as The Weeknd, Francis and the Lights and Tory Lanez for the first of many times. On February 26, 2016, Cashmere Cat announced that he was working on his untitled debut studio album. On August 24th, the name Wild Love appeared on The Weeknd's Instagram profile. 2 days later, the song Wild Love featuring The Weeknd and Francis of the Lights was released. The single Throw Myself a Party featuring 2 Chainz, Stara and Tory Lanez was also released at this time. However, this song would not make it onto the album. Cashmere Cat then unveiled the album artwork and confirmed that the album would be titled Wild Love. However, on 10th of April 2017, after playing Coachella, Magnus officially renamed the album 9, reflecting the song 9 after Coachella, and that production of the album was finished. The official tracklist and release date was revealed on Cashmere Cat's Twitter on April 19th of 2017. On April 28th of 2017, Cashmere Cat released his acclaimed debut album 9. The album featured Cashmere Cat's signature enchanting melodies, intricate, somewhat experimental production, and high-profile guest appearances from artists like Ariana Grande, and The Weeknd. Tracks like Trust Nobody featuring Selena Gomez and Tory Lanez and Quit featuring Ariana Grande became instant hit songs. As a side note, the song Adore featuring Ariana Grande was later re-released on the Japan release of 9 alongside the Seiho remix of Quit. The track I want to spotlight is the title track 9 featuring vocals by and extra production from Sophie. Sophie's harsh, metallic textures fit perfectly with Cashy's playful lead melody and huge pop production. Magnus also continued doing production work for other big names this year, including Halsey, Shakira, Avicii and Rita Ora, Camila Cabello, Francis and the Lights, Jessie Ware, Jean Aiko, and Tory Lanez once again. In 2018, Cashmere Cat co-produced and featured on the music video for Miss You, a collaboration with Major Lazer and with Tory Lanez again on vocals. He also featured on Trill Sammy's song 3am featuring NBA Youngboy. Cashy also helped write and produce Tory Lanez's song Hypnotized off his album Memories Don't Die. Cashy also expanded to more collaborators, including Kanye West, Kid Cudi and Pusha T on Feel the Love off Kids See Ghosts, Lil Dicky, Migos, Nas, Juice WRLD, Francis and the Lights, Six Dogs, and also worked with Benny Blanco on a number of songs off his debut album Friends Keep Secrets. Now we come to 2019, and this was the year that I really got into Cashmere Cat and became a huge fan. This was the year he released Princess Catgirl, his second album, which arrived on September 20th. This album was much smaller than 9, with only 7 tracks and much fewer collaborations and features. The album included 2 singles, Emotions and For Your Eyes Only, both mesmerizing tracks with cute female vocal-led melodies, which fit perfectly alongside the experimental but still melodic instrumentals and production. Sophie returns with production on the songs Water Girl and Back For You, although, ironically, I think the song Without You sounds more like Sophie than either of those 2 songs do. This album features some really clever vocal sampling from songs by XXXTentacion, Hailey Steinfeld, Airynore, and Christina Aguilera's song What a Girl Wants on the song Water Girl. Water Girl and the song Without You also feature uncredited vocals from Australian singer Kota Banks, as well as uncredited vocals by Tove Stryker on the song Emotions. The album's music videos and imagery revolves around Princess Catgirl, who Magnus created to represent and be the face of the music. 2019 was also filled with songs that Magnus worked on, such as Halsey's song Nightmare, Mary Magdalene and Sad Day off FKA Twigs' album Magdalene, Lil Dicky Earth, Palmistry's song Euphorian, Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello's Señorita, and Francis and the Lights' Do You Need Love, as well as his song Take Me to the Light featuring Kanye West and Bon Iver. It's a shame that Princess Catgirl was the last original Cashmere Cat music we ever got. However, he has continued to do writing and production work for people. You can see how Magnus has slowly been transitioning from doing remixes and original songs to more production work for other artists. During the COVID pandemic, and since 2019, he has worked with Halsey on many songs off her 2020 album Manic, as well as her new song Die For Me, as well as Juice WRLD, Casey Hill, BTS, Ian Dior, Trippie Redd, Kali Uchis, Underscores, The Weeknd and Ariana Grande, and most notably, Cashmere Cat worked on First Nations Australian artist Kid Leroy's song Erase You, as well as famously Kid Leroy's breakout song Stay, featuring Justin Bieber. Aside from these songs, Magnus has and always has been very quiet on social media, very rarely posting on Instagram and Twitter. However, recently on Instagram, Kota Banks posted on her story about being in the studio working with him. Some extra things to note before I end this video. Maru can be found on the radio in the game Grand Theft Auto 5, and in 2021 a live recording of a demo of the Weeknd song Die For You surfaced, which was made by Cashmere Cat, and it was quite different from the Die For You remix that was released earlier this year that he produced. Before I end the video, I wanted to briefly mention the time that I got to meet Cashmere Cat and see him live. It was announced at the end of 2021 that Cashmere Cat was coming to Australia and performing one show in the capital city of Canberra. Naturally, me and my friends had to go and see him. So we ended up flying to Canberra for one night to see him perform. We also found out that our friend Nina Geraci was going to be opening for him. While the show was amazing and so much of my favourite music was played, the real highlight was after the show, where, while waiting at the exit to the club, Magnus came up to us and asked if we wanted to head outside with him to chat, as it was, quote, really loud in here. We all then got in the lift to head out, where I took this group selfie with everyone. Kashi mentioned to me that he was only playing this show while he was visiting his girlfriend in Australia. He was surprised that we made the effort to see him play a show when he hadn't released music in a while. That's about it. Also, remember to comment down below if you found out who of the names I mentioned at the start didn't work with Cashmere Cat. Thank you for watching. Links to support me and the channel are in the description below, as well as links to Cashmere Cat's music and socials. That's about it. Now be sure to like, subscribe, watch my previous video here, and do all the other things everyone else on this site tells you to do. I'll see you next time.